Over the last 2 weeks, several of you have paid me to commit war crimes.
I'm going to jail!
You've paid me to make decks that, and I quote, were meant to break the Geneva Convention. And I delivered. But today, ladies and gentlemen, I was paid to make an entire video on a war crime. Yes, that's right, folks. Someone paid for an entire video for a very evil deck. I'm sure you've already heard of an archetype called Super Friends. It's a deck filled with Planeswalkers. Cute, right? Wrong. These sick and twisted decks use the power of things like Doubling Season and Vorinclex Monsters Raider to play Planeswalkers like Ugin and then instantly use their ultimate ability. One of the most played decks of all time in all of Magic Commander was a Super Friends deck commander, Atraxa. Now, what if I told you I have a better commander for this? And what if I told you I built 3 versions of the deck? Bracket 2, 3, and CEDH. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DefCat MTG, the channel where you buy my time to make you decks, and then I show them to you. I am a full-time deck builder, and today you are about to bear witness to the most expensive deck anyone has ever purchased from me. No, not the dollar amount that went into the deck, the time and commitment and labor of love that went into designing the deck. I introduce to you, in front of all you gentlemen, probably the 3 women that watch this channel.
I said, hey, you 3 women.
And God himself, the new best Super Friends deck. Kylo Apogee Mind. Kylo Apogee Mind is blue, red, white, has haste, and when he becomes tapped, you proliferate. That means you can add a counter of an already existing counter onto any permanent and or player. That means whenever this commander comes tapped, our planeswalkers get an additional counter. Kylo is about to become the center cog in the most disgusting machine ever known to man. I'm sorry for those who know what that image was. I hope you're doing better. This commander is about to play a game of Twister with your sister while making fun of your dad. That's right, infinite proliferate combos, instantly ulting every single planeswalker without needing an enchantment. The commander turns on all of the best counter spells, Deflecting Spot, Fierce Guardianship, and it had haste, so you can do it instantly. The commander itself is the Doubling Season. You no longer have to have doubling effects in your deck. Not only that, you can play it at an ethical level in bracket 2 and 3. Let me make this clear. This commander enables an infinite draw combo, an infinite turn combo, an infinite exile every single permanent in your target opponent's anything. Library, battlefield, hand, graveyard, exile their exile. It produces infinite damage from a planeswalker that hits every opponent or any target. It doesn't matter. Shoot their dog. There are so many ways for this commander, no matter if they remove it, to come out of the command zone with haste and go ahead and do the thing. I have dedicated and tested this deck, and this is the best way I can see it being run. The theme of this deck is planeswalkers that produce tokens to stall out the early game, and then by mid game slam combo enablers and or instant game combo finishers. And not only that, we get to unironically play that cool rotation of like extra abilities on planeswalker cards. They're so sick. So if you want to get a war crime made, go over to my Patreon or shop below and buy a deck from me. It is literally how I am currently feeding my family. Thank you. So when you bring this deck to your table, you need to make sure you have tokens. One of my co-stars at Playing with Power has a Kickstarter going on right now with full Balatro themed tokens. Check it out. It's running an entire Kickstarter right now with pixel art tokens in foil. They look amazing. Check it out. Without further ado, let's get into the deck. Elspeth Stormslayer. They're going to be doubling our token generation that many of our planeswalkers do, enabling us to make sure we stay safe and keep our planeswalkers safe. And they themselves make 1/1 soldier tokens for us. Jace the Mirror Mage, a very overlooked planeswalker that can be copied via their kicker ability. And then you can constantly use all of its resources during your extra turns later on in this deck. It's incredible, and it's nice to have a planeswalker that can scale with the late game. It wouldn't be a true planeswalker deck if we didn't include Jace, Wielder of Mysteries. He is our backup win con, and we have so many ways to draw our entire deck. I thought, why not play it, because it's so sick and way cooler than Thoracle or Labman. Mu Yanling, but you haven't seen this one before. It draws his cards and enables an infinite turn combo later when we have our infinite proliferation set up. And having infinite turns and being able to draw your whole deck, it's kind of good. Narset, Parter of Veils. Remember when I said this deck's a war crime? We're gonna constantly make people try to draw it. Oops, they can't. Ha! And guess what? Most Gnar sets die after being attacked. Ours won't. We're gonna proliferate like crazy and always have blockers up for them. Saheeli Rai. This 3-mana Planeswalker goes infinite. Play Saheeli, play Felidar Guardian, bingo boingo, infinite Hasty Cats. Tamayo Moonsage. It draws us cards, and then we're gonna be able to use its ability to infinitely draw. Are you seeing a theme? Hey DefCat, I'm still not understanding. Why wouldn't we play this with Atraxa? We're getting there. Teferi, Master of Time. Now I will tell you why we're not playing Atraxa. Let's say you were playing Atraxa. You cast Teferi, Master of Time. You cast it and you uptick it by 1. And then at end step, you proliferate. He is now at 5 loyalty. He'll be at 6 on the next turn, 7 on the next turn, 8 on the next turn, and look at that, 9, barely not able to use the ultimate ability on your next turn. You're gonna have to wait another entire cycle on the best Planeswalker commander. Well, guess what? Teferi Master of Time will be easily ulted by your next turn due to the tapping and proliferating of Kylo. And then once you do, you'll take 2 extra turns. And when you do, you'll be able to do it again because of Kylo tapping. Teferi Temporal Archmage. Often we can easily hit his ultimate with a few untaps with this deck, and then we'll be able to activate all of our Planeswalker abilities at instant speed on other people's turns. Teferi Timebender. Hey, take an extra turn. We know where this is going. Teferi Time Raveler. Teferi Time Raveler is a 1-part 2-con win con. I said that wrong. He is a part of a 2-card win con. Cast Teferi, and then cast Displacer Kitten. Then any spell that's a non-creature or non-land, and then any non-creature spell you cast after this will be able to flicker Teferi, allowing you to bounce whatever spell that was back to your hand and replay it. That means you can infinitely cast Soul Ring and then infinitely draw your deck due to Teferi's -2 ability. Teo Shield Mage. You having Hexproof? Kinda great. And then you can constantly make walls to protect all of your Planeswalkers. Tezzeret Cool Captain. Not Cruel Captain, Cool Captain. You're gonna very easily find artifacts that you need in order to enable your commander with this, and that is the main reason it's in here. He is gonna go grab artifacts that tap our commander and produce mana and or untap our commander. Tezzeret the Seeker. He is also getting those artifacts. And guess what? One of those artifacts is, that's right, Unwinding Clock. Because our commander is in fact an artifact, meaning we can untap them and tap them on everyone else's turns, proliferating all of our Planeswalkers. Yeah, we can do that too, Atraxa. The Aether Spark. I hate this card, but it's good because the Aether Spark attaches to our commander. He immediately attacks in, giving it +3 and proliferating it, and it's instantly at 9 loyalty. So next turn, add 10 mana of any color, all for 4 colorless. So this just comes out on curve for us to win on turn 5, effectively. The Eternal Wanderer. Effectively nigh unkillable in this deck due to only 1 creature being able to attack it. You are going to be shitting out a bunch of 2/2s with double strike. Have fun beating face. The Wandering Emperor. It's a great and very unique Planeswalker. The ability to flash in and make his tokens with a bunch of token doubling effects in this deck, so good. And then both the Ugins. Do I really need to say what they do? There you go. Creatures. Deep Glow Skate says, instantly ult all your Planeswalkers. That's what it says. Don't read the card. That's what it does. Displacer Kitten, part of one of our 2-card combos. Felidar Guardian, also a cat, also a part of one of our combos. Esper Sentinel, we like to draw cards and we're proliferating. So if we ever put a Pulse and counter on this card, it's gonna be bonkers. Flux Channeler. Whenever we cast any of our non-creature spells, our Planeswalkers proliferate. Kinda good. Lulu Stern Guardian allows us to pay mana to proliferate. Mila Crafted Companion, necessary in any Planeswalker deck. That's because whenever one of your Planeswalkers is attacked, all the other Planeswalkers get loyalty. And then whenever one of our opponents tries to target one of our permanents, we get to draw a card, meaning we might find the interaction we need. And trust me, they're gonna be targeting our permanents. Patrolling Peacemaker. Whenever an opponent does a crime, proliferate. No one is gonna know how insane this is. Committing a crime is literally just targeting something. You don't even have to do anything. It's gonna happen. You're gonna proliferate a lot. If anyone tries to deal damage to your Planeswalkers, they're gonna get more loyalty. This card is an all-star. Ragavan Nimble Pilferer. Ragavan Nimble Pilferer. I like the monkey. It's basically a mana dork. Surge Conductor. Whenever an artifact comes in, proliferate. And last but not least, Thrumming Bird. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, proliferate. Sorcery. Yeah, sorcery. 1. Windfall. We're not trying to play this game at sorcery speed. We're doing that enough with the Planeswalkers. Instance. Obviously, we have a massive counterspell suite as well as some interaction for the board, but the one I'd like you to pay attention to is Prologue to Phyresis. It adds a poison counter to each one of your enemies. Then, while you're proliferating, you can kill the table easily. Yeah, that's right, Atraxa. We can do it too. And then Experimental Augury is a nice dig spell that also proliferates. Artifacts. I like mana fixing, I like big mana. Chromatic Orrery does those things, and it can draw you cards. Clock of Omens allows us to tap Clock of Omens, tap our commander, letting us proliferate, and then untaps our commander. Very easy to go infinite with this. Coalition Relic, add mana by tapping our commander. Paradise Mantle and Springleaf Drum adds us mana by tapping our commander. Manifold Key and Voltaic Key untaps our commander, allowing us to tap it again. The Chain Veil, it allows us to activate our Planeswalkers twice. Often we'll be one activation off our ultimate, and this helps us. And luckily, there are some that just instantly go infinite with this artifact as it is. Isochron Scepter plus Dramatic Reversal equals instant proliferation from our commander, as long as we have a way to tap them, which is not hard to find. Everflowing Chalice. Normally a slept-on card is now disgusting in a deck with proliferation because you simply put it in with one counter, and then every turn proliferate and out taps for more. Enchantments. All will be one. Every time you proliferate and every time you put a counter on your Planeswalker, which you're putting the counters on them when they come in, by the way, you get to deal damage to people. I like that. That's fun. Anointed Procession. Tons of our Planeswalkers give us tokens. We're gonna double them. Aura of Dominion. Aura of Dominion allows us to tap our commander and then untap our commander and constantly proliferate on its own. Freed from the Real? Same thing. We also have Inexorable Tide, which we proliferate every time we cast a spell. Mesmerizing Dose. This is a removal spell, or at least somewhat removal. It taps things down and doesn't let them untap, and you proliferate. Oath of Teferi. It allows us to play our Planeswalker abilities twice. And then Teferi's Talent. It allows us to -12 one of our Planeswalkers, instantly giving everyone Teferi's Master of Time's clause of being able to activate their abilities on every turn. So functionally what this deck does is allows you to ramp out early mana value and then get down the lower CMC Planeswalkers with drop-ups a lot of tokens. This allows us to defend our game plan, build up our board state, and play out all of our Planeswalkers. This is ethical Planeswalking, y'all. This is a well-crafted, fun, replayable Super Friends deck. Most Super Friends decks are not like this. I need you to listen to me on this. Most Super Friends decks are just jam doubling season and then jam a commander and instantly win the game. This allows us to slowly do it. It's an obvious game plan that others can see coming, that is tolerable at a table. It doesn't instant boom atom bomb, and most of the things you play are going to be played once, and you're going to be able to read it, and people are going to get the gist. It's not going to be an overwhelming swarm. If you really want to be playing combos, don't be playing doubling season Super Friends. That's just a bad combo deck. Super Friends are fun when you actually get to play all the abilities within the Planeswalker and get to keep them alive by proliferating at a reasonable rate. The combo should be the instant infinite proliferation. That is something that can be stopped by either killing the commander or countering the piece. I worked hard to deliver a deck that can do nasty war crime things, but is fun and tolerable for a play group of friends that you're gonna see on an often play groups of friends that you're gonna see on a continual basis and will want to enjoy the decks you play against them. Now, if you wanna see the decks that absolutely will ruin friendships, make sure to catch my live streams. That's where you guys are paying me to make disgusting decks. Often you guys also give me nice decks too, which is nice, but you know who you are. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode on DefCat MTG. I wanna let you guys know I'm praying for all of you. I hope you're having a blessed week, and go forth, be loving to one another. Thank you so much for watching.